right, what's up, everybody? Good morning. It's 10:07. It's Tuesday. It's March 5th, 2024. And we're so happy to be here with you. What's Good Denver is a weekly celebration of culture, discovery, and fun stuff to do in Denver for kids, couples, singles, and old-timers. I'm Ryan Estes, today with Tom. I am not a financial advisor, but y'all should have really bought Bitcoin when it was at 24K. Donahue.
Yep, should have.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I fall in that category. That's all right. We know now we can really see the pattern that is Bitcoin. You know, they're gonna pump it. It'll probably go up another 5-6K, and then we'll see a massive sell-off, and then it'll be another steady rise. This is just how it rolls.
That's how it goes.
This is how it goes, man. So, did you sell any at its peak? Was that 69?
No.
You're hodl all the way,
No,
Maxi.
I'm not selling. It just nudged the all-time high a little higher this morning.
Saw that.
So now it's about to be fair game. It's about to be lift off, is what I think. But
yeah, man. I mean, it dropped down another 5K after that peak. You know, so like they say, buy the dip every single time.
Mm-hmm. This is the dip.
This is the dip.
It's dipping right now.
This is the dip. I'm not a financial advisor, but Donahue. Nice. And we're joined by the LeBron James of podcasting, Troy Higgins. Tip of the hat, Troy, to LeBron James, 40,000 points. I wonder, Troy, are we going to see like a massive celebration and a glazing of LeBron every time he scores a point now? Is that what's happening?
I mean, Steph Curry, every three Steph Curry makes is a new record. So I don't know. Maybe when if he hits like 50,000, maybe then something will happen. The whole United States will shut down.
And just bow for a moment to King James.
Yeah. I thought it was funny how Jokic went up to him before the game and was like, "We're not letting you get it." He's like, "We're keeping you at 8," because he needed 9 points to get it. It was pretty funny.
Dude, I did appreciate like his laugh too. Like LeBron was laughing like you would laugh at a kindergartner. It's like, "Oh yeah, sure, I'm not going to get 8, okay." But it was good. Hats off to him. I like giving the Lakers a hard time. Their reign is unchallenged. But people were like getting salty for Coach Malone because they didn't call a timeout when he scored 40,000. They just kept playing. He's like, "We got a game to win here, whatever." And people were like, "You should have called a timeout so everyone could parade around for LeBron once again. Maybe he gets more powder and throw it up in the air as a big poof."
The Nuggets still won that game, right?
Yeah. We won by 10.
Yeah,
it was. I love LeBron James. He's amazing, but at this point in his career, it really is. It's like it reminds me of like, this is a poor analogy, but like, if you're out in the backcountry and you're hunting bears, you want to take out the bear that's like an old boar, just a big, giant, mean bear that like doesn't create space for any of the other bears. And you just see the amount of space that LeBron James takes up in the NBA. It's like, get him out of here. Just get him out of here.
I think he's gonna play until his son gets drafted, and I think he's gonna try to play one season with his son, and then I think he'll retire. I think that's what he's holding out for. That's just a hot take.
That would be super sick, though.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah, that's a good goal for him.
The Lakers are talking about signing a big extension for him. It's like whatever, $60 million or something like that. He's 37 years old. He's the oldest player in the NBA, and I don't think they're gonna win a championship if they do that. I mean, he's gonna decline at some point as the oldest player in the NBA. I think the only incentive would be, let's just ride out these jersey sales, ride out the LeBron James effect with as for the business side of things, he's making him a lot of money. So that's the only thing I could see.
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's crazy, man.
He can still play at such a high level, man. He is fun to watch. I mean, he's still got a fast, quick step. He gets around, and then like, who's stepping in front of him? The dude is just a tank.
He's like 3 times a game. He does the thing where he just explodes to the basket. Yeah. Still, like at the same speed he's did it 15 years ago. It's like,
it's unreal.
People still don't get in his way. It's like, when is this gonna when's this gonna stop?
Totally, man. If he gets a big extension and he can play with his son, I would fall in love with the guy again. At that point, though, he's got to stop with the Just for Men and go full gray beard, gray hair. Just be Gandalf out there, dunking on fools.
Yeah, he should do that. That'd be
The
sick.
thing is, like,
Be
he's the best player on the team, and he's the oldest player in the NBA. Like,
Yeah.
he could play another theoretically, he could play 5 more years and probably still be like a serviceable backup somewhere.
Yeah.
At least it's pretty wild.
I know, and he's been healthy. I mean, for his whole career, it was kind of sad to see. Like once Jordan went to the Wizards, and you kind of see like you lose a step. Oh man, that kind of hurts. It's like watching Mike Tyson in his last couple of fights. You're like, ooh. Until he turned 50, and then you're like, wow, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it is kind of, there is that kind of gray area where stars play a little longer than they should, and you get to watch kind of the downfall. Whereas, it's kind of cool when they do the right off into the sunset thing on top, and that's kind of a cool way to end the career, I think.
Great way to end his career with his son. That would be awesome. I just had to do a little bit of needling, seeing the Nuggets winning by such a margin that the Lakers fans are leaving before the game's over. It really makes my heart proud, because so many times going to Nuggets games as a kid, we've been terrible for so long that like you'd get sellouts only when the Lakers were in town. The Lakers jerseys outpaced the Nuggets jerseys at those games. So there's a little bit of comeuppance for Denver people. Like it feels good to get the GOAT of the legends sometimes. I enjoy it. Nice. Okay, everybody. Today's feature is Spring Denver Activities. It certainly has felt like spring the last couple of weeks. To follow the show, go to kitcaster.com/Denver and subscribe to YouTube, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify. Our music is brought to you by Troy Higgins, and today's sponsor is Kitcaster. Are you a startup founder? Do you have a business idea? Did you write a book? Do you have something that you need to get to the masses on podcasting? Well, Kitcaster is your home. Kitcaster works with funded startup founders, entrepreneurs with exits, and C-suite executives, and books them on the world's top podcasts. We're talking about guest interviews. Okay, very fun service. If you're interested in going other people's podcasts as an interviewee, go to kitcaster.com and make sure you tell them that the podcast sent you. All right, let's dive in here to events. Tom, why don't you get us started, buddy?
Sure, I could do that. I really tried to not get a something plus yoga, but the combos just are irresistible sometimes.
It's great.
So this week we have blacklight goat yoga. Okay.
Oh, come on.
So if baby goat yoga was not enough, why not get the party going, turn on the black lights, wear some neon? Let me just show everyone the image that they got for this.
Wait, what was it last week? What they were mixing with goats?
Oh,
there was
Barbie goat yoga.
Barbie.
Last
That's
week.
right. That's right.
It's this
Barbie
Rocky
yoga.
Mountain goat yoga must be raking it in.
Or they're struggling. They got to they're improvising now.
Man, they're doing something. I mean, I can't imagine that these don't sell.
Can you imagine you go to the blacklight goat yoga and there's like 3 people there in this like dark room with a bunch of ghosts?
Yeah, more goats
In the
than
blacklight.
people.
That would be kind of creepy.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, check out the branding here. We got some rave goats ready to go.
Super sick.
Blacklight goat yoga, March 10th. It's at 7 p.m. because it's got to be dark outside. So yeah, good vibes only, and bring love for blacklight goat yoga. All right, well, let's just move on to the next one. I just had to get that out there. And you can see our list right now, but that's okay. I'm excited. I've never seen a Cirque du Soleil in Denver before.
Yeah, I've never seen a Cirque du Soleil ever.
Cirque du Soleil is coming. Ball Arena. March 13th through 17th. It's the Cirque du Soleil Crystal performance. Looks like it's going to be some ice skating action happening.
Oh,
In
really?
In this image, I see some ice skates on this lady's feet. But I haven't seen or heard of this crystal performance. I bet it's probably like Crystal or something like that, because that's how the Cirque people like to do it.
They French it up a little bit. We got to ask Olivia about this. I bet you she knows.
She might.
She's a Cirque gal.
I just saw a Cirque performance in Vegas. Shout out to my buddy Elliot. He's in the Cirque du Soleil Mystere at Treasure Island.
Cool.
Super sweet.
What is his specialty?
Power tumbling. He's a tumbler, so he'll go very fast down a long, skinny trampoline and do more flips than you can count while doing that. So he had some cool passes during that. And yeah, he's been a Woodward buddy for a while. So actually, it's
Cool.
a lot of like gymnasts and really talented people end up going into contracts like Cirque and Royal Caribbean, like these performance and stunting contracts. It's a really good place to be
Nice.
with those skills. So yeah, it looks like you can get a ticket for like $50. Lower level 102 doesn't seem so bad. I wonder how it's going to be set up in there, because typically they're not like in the round, but who knows about this show. So yeah, check that out. Let me pull up the next one. Oh, I put this one in for Ryan. You can drag Odetta over, but dad-daughter retro gaming
Nice.
event at the Channel 3
Nice.
Retro Gaming Center. Dad-daughter event on Saturday, March 9th at 10 a.m.
That's cute.
Come through, step into a retro gaming paradise with other dads and daughters.
That's so good. Since that Borat movie, though, the dad-daughters event started to freak me out. Did you guys see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, Borat's pretty funny. But,
They got some cool games in this retro arcade, like some major throwbacks I'm seeing here.
Totally.
yeah.
Joust? Did you guys ever play Joust?
Joust, very hard game.
Yeah, that was a fun one.
That was a good one. I'm a sucker for Tron, if we're going old school games.
Hmm.
And Mrs.
Yep.
Pac-Man.
Someone was
Mhm.
just talking about Joust the other day, and I didn't really know what it was.
You're like on an emu, aren't you?
Yeah, you ride around and like bite stuff.
God,
on,
Joust.
I think something like that.
$22. No
That's
charge
cool.
for dads.
What a sweet thing to do. I love that.
Drinks, snacks, take home bag for each kid. This might be younger than Odetta's age range. It might be a younger girl dad
Oh, is it?
event.
So that the dads can actually be at the controls.
Maybe. It's a special take home bag for the kids. Like I feel like it might be a younger target audience. But anyway, Girl Dad Nation.
Love it.
Matthew Kreckler. Is this a podcast? Oh, he's a podcaster. It's Girl Dad Nation podcast. I feel like we may have actually booked somebody on this.
On Girl Dad Nation?
Yeah.
That's cool.
Oh, so he's coming through. He's doing a special podcast event in Denver. It's looking like for this. So shout out to Girl Dad Nation and their cool Girl Dad event. And the last thing that I have going this week, Biggie Smalls is the illest. Notorious Big art exhibition and tribute at the Spangalang Brewery.
Dude.
That's going to be March 9th, which is
Nice.
Saturday, I believe, at 9 p.m. So it's going to be like an art party brewery event, all dedicated to Biggie. Hold on, getting you guys the visuals here.
The illest.
Okay.
Dude, shout to the Scientologist. He's got to be there. My buddy Dan has got pretty famous for like doing a stop sign picture of BIG.
Oh, really?
I think it's in like the hip hop museum in the Smithsonian in DC.
Damn.
Actually, yeah. I wonder
Oh
if he's
wow,
in there.
that's crazy. Wait, what is it? Like a stop sign art?
Yeah, he's like it's funny because what he did, and shout out to Dan, man. He's had an amazing career over 25 years. He started. We were roommates in college, and he did a no parking sign, and he did like a silhouette of the Predator by Ice Cube album cover. You know, where he's like smoking that skull pipe. It looks so sick. It got a huge reaction, and so he started doing that just kind of as a kind of a goof, or really, I mean, they were really cool. But what he would do is he would like do like a stop sign or no parking sign, and then go to the show and like give it to the artist and meet the artist and stuff like that. And he did that for Black Thought from the Roots. He did like a Roots painting, and Black Thought looks at it and he's like, "Yo, man, you're the Scientologist. That's who you are, the Scientologist." So he took that name, and now he's like, he's had just an illustrious career. His work has gone all over the world and toured. And he did this like this Biggie Smalls stop sign that's super dope. So I hope he's there. He really should be.
That's the
That's
Scientologist
incredible.
coming through. That's cool.
Nice.
Yeah. They don't have a list of like artists participating, huh?
No, there's no artist list, but there's gonna be a DJ. I think there's gonna be some Biggie karaoke even.
Nice.
So you can go through, check that out. Maybe buy some Biggie art if you are in the market.
Man, I didn't realize there was that much inspiration of art coming from Biggie, but of course there is.
Of course, yeah.
Do you think the art of Biggie Smalls has got beef against the art of Tupac?
I don't know. I mean, there's
Smalls.
lots of art of both of those guys. I think I'd be more inclined to buy a Biggie piece than a Tupac piece, though, if I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
Agreed. Agreed.
That's that.
Nice, man.
Nice.
Ryan, you want to hit us off with some extra events here?
Yeah, I got you. I got a huge list, but before I do, I want to make sure people are getting ready for upcoming events in the next couple of weeks. I mean, it's springtime. Maybe I'm not officially, but it's coming. Denver in March is known worldwide for two big events. One is the Denver St. Patrick's Day Parade. I don't know why the St. Patrick's Day Parade is such a big deal in Denver, but I think second to like maybe Chicago. Chicago has his beat, but other than that, it's a massive event and a really fun parade. There are definitely like people that are hammered drunk at 10 a.m. So you got to kind of keep an eye on those guys and stay away from them. But especially if you have young kids, they throw all the green beads and they got candy from the floats. They have the amazing Irish dancers. They've got various breeds of Irish dogs. The ones that have like the shaggy white dreadlocks. What kind of dogs are those? I don't know.
I don't know.
But there'll be like 20 of them. And then you have like the Shriners and they're like weird cars. Then you got all kinds of cars, cool bands. We got the bagpipe guys. It's really fun. I love it. It's definitely kind of like a passage of spring. I feel like once I go to the St. Patrick's Day parade, it's like, okay, winter's over. We're moving in the right direction. So that's coming up. That's on March 16th. So keep that on the radar. And the other one is the Denver March Powwow. That's March 15th through 17th. It's the biggest powwow in the world. This, again, is another great gathering location in Denver because we're kind of central to the whole country, particularly Indian country. So, like, everybody comes down for the big March Powwow. There's, like, tons of competitions. There's probably over 50 drum teams or drum groups. So it's just like 3-4 day weekend of amazing dancing, amazing music, amazing arts and crafts. It's awesome. Last time I was down there at it wasn't the powwow. What was I down there for? I forget. This was just a couple of months ago, but I saw a gigantic bald eagle. I mean, possibly the biggest bird I've ever seen fly right overhead, and it made me think about the March Powwow because if you're into like birds of prey and feathers and stuff like that, it's incredible. So cool. So March Powwow is coming up in a couple of weeks. Now, what we got on tap for this week, what I got on tap for this week, I'm just going to run through them because I listed a bunch of stuff. All this stuff is very Estes. I was also going through kind of my list and was like, you know what? what else am I going to list? You know what I'm saying? So we're going to start off with Blue Note Records 85th anniversary celebration. That's Friday at the Riverwalk in Breck. We're also getting to that point in time where, you know, maybe you've had 4 or 5 days on the hill, your back's hurting a little bit. What should I do in Breck? You should definitely go check out this Blue Note Records party. I also have a yoga plus this because I thought it was so appropriate for Tom.
Oh, yeah.
True Yoga's Floga dance party. So this is yoga plus house music. Okay? I mean,
There we go.
this is
There we go.
Dang.
I thought this could get Tom to the mat. I don't think black light goats are going to get Tom
Oh,
to the
this
mat.
is another black light.
Oh, this is
Dang.
black
Look.
light.
Yeah, it,
It
says,
says
black light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Dude, man, I feel like
It
my
does.
yoga clothes have too much lint that I'd be kind of embarrassed with the black light. I feel like you'd have to get like something like brand new.
No, does sweat come up on a black light? Probably.
Yeah, especially if you're
Really?
drinking the night before or something.
Yeah. Oh,
Look like a crime scene.
dang.
Be like, I had a bloody nose. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah,
disgusting.
that could be very problematic if you start seeing some things on people's clothes.
Yeah. Not the best.
Yeah, I know. Yoga's got too much excretions. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. I don't know. But I did see house music. I saw yoga. I was like, Tom would appreciate this
Get it
one.
in there.
That's at the Wood Cellar, Friday at 8 p.m. I've got Dave Devine. You know I love his guitar stylings. He's playing at Dazzle Friday, March 8th at 9:30. We got the Nuggets and the Jazz on Saturday night at the Ball Arena. We've got Christian McBride, who's an absolute stunning bass player, electric bass mostly. He's playing at the Lone Tree Art Center. Some of you folks might not attribute Lone Tree and arts. It may seem like a juxtaposition that those things go together, but it exists. And Christian McBride's going to be there Saturday, March 9th at 8 p.m. We've got the Denver Vintage Reggae Society. It's their 13-year anniversary dance, which is at the Crypt on Saturday. Shout out to them. 13 years for a reggae night. That commands respect. I mean, reggae really is in need of a renaissance. And maybe this like Bob Marley movie is going to put some momentum towards it. I mean, we had reggae was huge. Then you had dance hall, which was gigantic. And then you had reggaeton, which was gigantic and huge. And ever since then, 10 years, nothing really happening with reggae. I mean, obviously the vintage reggae is beautiful forever.
It's always around.
But we need these kids watch the Bob Marley movie and they're like, man, this music is great. And I'm like, yes, it is. Let's do something new with it.
Mm-hmm.
That would be cool. All right, we got DJ Logic, which is Saturday at New Conscious. And we've got the Mile High Soul Club, all vinyl 60s soul, funk, R&B, which is Saturday, March 9th, all the way through April 13th at HQ on South Broadway. So we're coming with the jazz, reggae, soul energy for this week as we're kind of getting ready for big March energy with the powwow and the St. Patrick's Day parade. And that's what I got on tap.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. Do you know about New Conscious?
No, I don't. I actually had never heard of it before.
It's a new spot. They're pushing the late night. They're beginning that transition because Denver is seriously considering pushing to 4 a.m.
Cool.
for alcohol sales and stuff like that. New Conscious is, yeah, they are, Troy. New Conscious is kind of pushing it through a gray area where New Conscious like opens at like midnight and they go to like 4 or 6 or whatever. It's an all night, late night thing. Like that
Cool.
show that you listed here doesn't start until midnight.
Nice.
But you have a membership. Memberships are for sale at the door. And
It's
also
not a ticket.
yeah,
Yeah.
you have a membership and you can get alcohol for free, but the bar does accept donations, so
Nice.
yeah.
Nice. This is the Utah workaround, isn't it?
I don't know, but it works, and they've been doing it for I think over like a year now. New Conscious has been going. They have big names come in there because it's like one of the only late night spots that isn't like so underground that it has to travel around to different locations. Like they actually have a location. You can go there. You can have a late night, and and you can have some AFTs out in the real world.
Dude, it's so cool. I really don't understand the rationale of why people don't want this. I mean,
Yeah, I don't know. You have people complaining about noise on their streets, and you have people complaining about. But honestly, I've heard a lot of arguments. I was listening to this podcast about, Colorado entertainment industry, nightlife, all that. And there's a big argument behind the fact that, like, there is some like violence that can happen right around like 2 a.m. when everyone gets out. There's a lot of congestion.
Yeah.
A lot of congestion leads to lack of like transportation options. Ubers leads to high tensions between people just standing around on the streets outside the bar.
Overconsumption.
Violence, like a lot of stuff with the 2 a.m. hard cutoff, to where if they push that to 4, naturally, like people are going to be leaving. People typically start leaving anywhere from like 12 and on, honestly. Like a lot of places will stay, pretty packed until 2, but generally you got people coming and going starting around like 12. People are going home. Now, if you extend that out from 2 a.m. to 4, you're going to have people leaving from 12 to 4. And I'd imagine, the people who want to stay out till 4, they're obviously going to stay, but a lot of other people are going to just be filtering out gradually throughout the night, and it's going to eliminate a lot of that congestion, a lot of that, struggle that happens at that 2 a.m. line.
Makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one of the big pushes for that in Denver, and it's looking like there's some support in it in the capital. So we'll see if that happens. It would be huge. It would be huge to be a 4 a.m. city.
I totally agree. It's way safer. It's way more conducive to how people behave. I mean, some people are just night owls, and every time they're like last call and everyone's lining up for shots, you're like, dude, in 30 minutes this is going to be a complete disaster.
And at 2 a.m., like me and most of my group are getting going.
Nice.
To be honest, like we're ready to keep hanging out at 2.
Yeah.
And now you have to like transfer to somebody's house because there's no places open past 2. There's nowhere you can get drinks.
Cool. Well, shout out to New Conscious. I'm looking at the pictures here too. It looks like they've got like a whole sacred geometry kind of thing going on. Some like really cool art.
It's like that, yeah.
Very psychedelic. Nice. Yeah, and the arguments for, keeping the bars closed to at 2 always just seem like people that are just mad that somebody's having fun.
Yeah.
How could you possibly want fun past 2 a.m.? We already gave you 2 a.m.,
Yeah, that's later now.
Come on, man. Yeah. Cool. Nice, man. Well, let's do some highlights. Troy, let's start with you, buddy. What were highlights from last week for you?
Yeah. Highlights from last week, still settling into the new place. Needed a lot of furniture, so I've been slowly but surely adding new pieces. I got a new rug, just actually a couple new rugs, which has been great. I built 2 dressers. One was like an industrial kind of rack from Home Depot, and then another one was like a traditional wood dresser. In the process of shopping a new desk right now that's going to go in my office, I've found that it's quite hard to get the exact dimensions that I'm looking for without like hiring a guy to custom build it. So yeah, I'm looking at possibly either kind of building my own or buying one that's similar and like modifying it. So that's been a project that I've been working on, and just slowly but surely putting the new space together. Hopefully within the next week or 2, maybe 3 weeks, I'll have my new setup in my office, and you guys will be able to get a little sneak peek into what my workspace will look like.
Sweet, man.
Oh, yeah. That would be sick.
The desk infrastructure is a crucial piece.
Yeah, it's a huge component. I mean, you spend, 50%. I'm going to be spending 50% of my time at it pretty much.
Totally.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I need it. It needs to work. It needs to be correct.
Solid desk, solid chair.
Yeah.
I'm sure your setup's going to be sick. You got to post it on home studios, on Reddit, get the home workstations pages all hyped up.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah.
love scrolling through those sometimes.
me too.
The workstation, you gotta get out there, flaunt it once it's all together. What about
Mhm.
you guys? What did you guys get going on last week?
Go ahead, Ryan. We both got a similar one. We both hit up the F Denver conference on Friday. So what do you want to say about that?
Dude, F Denver was super cool. Yeah, Tom and I went down. A lot of things stood out. Like Tom was kind of translating some things for me because we went to the booth side. They kind of have like front of house, back of house sections. Front of house, the booths, there is a lot of confusing terminology. Put it that way. it's very technical, but it was cool. We talked to some folks. We met some nice folks from the Bay Area. There was a bunch of merch. There was a lot of really cool stuff. Then we went to the back of house area where they were kind of doing the hackathon stuff and things like that. That was really cool. A lot of people were kind of posted up there working pretty diligently on whatever those projects were. And we were chilling in the area, the DJ area, which is kind of the main floor of this old I don't know, rodeo essentially is what it is, but they converted it with these like inflatable jellyfish and octopuses around the DJ stage. And that's where Tom played. And it was like, it's a DJ stage for people to take naps to, which was really cool. So like the DJ is like really bringing the energy really low.
Yeah, it's all about.
Was there anyone napping?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they
lot.
have it's like a whole room of like bean bags and like cool visuals and just a big stage where I was blasting some napping music, some chill cool stuff.
Nice.
Yeah, because they like leave it. They're like working all night. It's 24/7, right?
Yeah,
they're
they
working on these
go-
projects.
The hackathon stuff goes all 24/7, and they got like they're in a pit in that main room where it's like the actual rodeo with the stands and stuff.
Yeah.
So they have some stages on the side, but in the middle, it's just like a hunker down and get this hacking done. So lots of roost stands in there.
Yeah, shout out to James. There's a lot of roost stands in there, so that was cool to see. I saw the first person I've seen with the Apple Vision Pro.
We did see an Apple Vision guy.
Tom and I were watching him, kind of
Around with it on.
Yeah, he looked exactly like the dude at the back of the festival where it was just kicking in, and he's kind of like staring into a corner.
Yeah, he's just going around like this, and he's doing the finger movements and whatever.
Yeah, like gestures. So he was doing like cat movements, and then like staring in like a innocuous like corner of the room, and then he'd walk around and then become a little bit self-aware.
Yeah.
It's just,
Have either of you tried one of those on yet, or tried to use one?
Not yet.
no.
Mm-mm.
I'm curious. I'm just curious. I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard that they're not that cool. I've also heard they can be intuitive. I'm just curious to try it out.
Yeah.
I've heard some people say that they're pretty crazy. Some guy at the conference was telling us, he's like, "Have you tried it? It's crazy." It was
Yeah.
that kid who was super hyped from San Francisco.
Yeah.
um,
I definitely try it. It looks awesome, but it definitely, after seeing somebody walk around, it's definitely something I would not be wearing in public.
yeah, it needs
Like,
to be more discreet. Like the fact that we saw him and it looked like exactly like a dumb video that you see on Twitter or something. Like
Yeah.
just like you got
It's
it.
just a bad look.
No, you
Yeah.
can't be doing it like that. Great for at home, whatever you want to use with it. But like, do you really want to be walking around like
Ski goggles, pawing at the air.
very strange?
Yeah.
But yeah, that was one of my highlights for last week too. You know, I always hit up that convention, and it's the forefront of blockchain, Web3, all that cool stuff is going on at ETH Denver, whatever you want to say. I'm an ETH guy, so whatever. I also ended up, I was doing First Friday down on Santa Fe, and I was just looking for a place to eat. I didn't realize that the ESP Hi-Fi was there.
Right there.
So we got to the end of the walk, basically where all the galleries are, and I was like, let's see what's around for food. And then I saw it was like literally like 20 steps away. I was like, oh, let's go see if Olivia's there. So Olivia, shout out to Olivia, bumped us to the front.
Oh, nice.
And
That's
we got a
awesome.
spot, ESP. It's really nice in there.
Yeah.
Super nice for like some quick cocktails. They got some like bread and stuff, although they were out of the bread and butter by the time we got there. But yeah, super nice place. Shout out to our friend Olivia hooking that up. She was busy in there. It was
She was jamming.
big
I bet.
weight, lots of stuff going on in there. So
Nice.
seems like a pretty popular spot. And the sounds were good.
That's what they call the What's Good Denver lift. Their popularity has come from come from this show.
It's got
devotion to it.
Yeah, we're
We've
even,
grown them from the ground up.
yes, we're sending representatives over to enhance the experience. and
That's
everything.
right.
Well, yeah, shout out to them. Another thing, I did the DU gymnastics meet on Sunday, and it was hype. It was sick.
Cool.
I mean, I've always been doing gymnastics and all that kind of stuff since I was a little kid, and I hadn't been to a meet like this in like a really long time. And just the camaraderie and all the hype and stuff. Like, these girls are risking their lives
Totally.
with the stuff that they do. It's crazy. DU swept the competition. It was 4 teams there.
Cool.
DU absolutely wrecked them. One of their girls got a perfect 10 on the floor routine. It was crazy. Everyone was hyped in there. It was she was a senior, and I think it was their last home meet for the season. So they were like honoring all the seniors and stuff, get a 10.
Cool.
She won the all around. So shout out to Jessica Hutchinson for killing it. And I think another girl from another school also got a 10. I think on the beam. I mean, that's crazy to get a perfect score. So we were watching that. I would recommend it. If you've never seen something like that, you should definitely see it.
Yeah.
If you've never seen someone do more than like just a single backflip or something like that in person, you should go see
Yeah.
what the human body can do.
Totally.
Because it's wild.
Pommel horse. I always like seeing that. The dudes on the pommel horse.
Yes, that's only a male event.
Oh, was it only the gals?
Yeah.
Oh,
This
okay.
was just DU women's gymnastics. So I
Cool.
think they have separate meets. I'm not exactly sure. I don't know if there is a men's gymnastics team, but yeah, pommel horse is a male event. This is vault, beam, uneven bars, and the floor.
Floor.
Yeah.
Sick.
Nice.
That's the classic. That was sick. And then another highlight was just crypto going crazy. So,
Feels good.
yes, it does. Shout out to Bitcoin.
Agreed. All right, let's rip through this feature. We got 5 minutes, boys. I think we could do this.
Yeah, we could do
Absolutely.
it quick. for
I mean,
sure.
after all, spring stuff in Denver is kind of subjective. I thought about this. It's like, what's unique? I think the big ones for me are that March powwow and the great St. Patrick's Day parade. But what I came up with is spring is the best time for road trips. Like you have the energy of the days getting longer, and it's pre-mud season. It's still a little bit cold and a little bit chilly. It's a great time to be on the road because most people are staying hunkered down. It's not like the summer where you have a lot of competition all over the place, people getting out there. But road trips, spring break road trip is great. I actually booked one last week. I'm going to take my little family to Durango for 4 days. So
Nice.
we're going to go down there and see if it's thawed out enough to do a little bit of fishing. If not, we're going to be doing hot springs, maybe go snowboarding. I don't know. But I think road trips is the way to go. Troy and I were talking about it last week, or maybe it was the week before, that the road trip I really want, bucket list road trip, is the one down to see the Cactus League and watch all of the National League West guys practice baseball in Arizona. That sounds like a dream. That sounds so fun. But
Absolutely.
this is another year. It's not going to happen, but at some point it definitely will. Tom, what you got for spring recommendations in Denver, Colorado?
I always love a good spring skiing. There's nothing like a slush park.
Sunny day.
Yeah, and in the terrain park especially, sunny day, you don't have to wear a big jacket. Wear like your sweatshirt or whatever, then your ski pants, and the slush hurts a lot less when you fall.
Yeah.
So it's just, I love a nice spring park day. Hit some jumps, hit some rails.
Totally
So,
agree.
spring skiing, golf, obviously it's great in this area in the spring. Like once everything turns green, like wait for late spring, early spring, you got
Still
rain
crunchy.
going on. It's still a little dead crunchy. Wait
Yeah.
until the end of spring to do some golf. And then I had to shout out some like up in the mountains, some cold plunging, because you got the snow still melting. That water is nice and cold and ready for you to jump in. Find some cliff jumps or a little mountain lake or something and get in there.
I agree, man.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah, the alpine cold plunging, like cold plunge has a whole movement behind it now, especially in like podcast land, you know, but people have like these like troughs that they get into at their house. But that's old school way is like, no. Once there's like kind of a hole in the ice, that's when it's time to jump in.
Exactly. That's great. And I like, if you're going to jump in the ice, make sure you got a rope tied around you, by the way.
That's a good point.
Some scary videos recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because there can be currents under the ice.
Oh,
and
God,
like,
and it
there's
pulls you under?
Video from Russia where a lady jumps in and like goes full head underwater. They never find her.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
With a low visibility, too.
Yeah. So put a rope on if you're going to jump into the ice or slowly lower yourself in. I would still maybe do a rope. So that's something to think about. Don't forget, because there's under ice currents there.
Man, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, me either. Until I saw that video, and then her husband's just like, what the fuck? Jumps in, and she's gone.
That's bad. Man, best spot, though, Strawberry Park outside of Steamboat.
Oh, yeah, Strawberry Hot Springs.
Yeah, they got the hot springs right next to the river.
Next to Cold Plunge, yeah.
So you can just like go right over the wall into the river, and it's very shocking.
Yeah.
You know, because
nice.
the hot pool, I think, is probably 102, 103. It's like pretty hot.
Yeah, it's like 103. There's a couple different pools with different temperatures, but then it's straight to the cold, like snow melt water.
Totally.
So that's cool. I do like it there.
Yeah.
So yeah, get a cold plunge. I did one last year up by the sand dunes because we had a camping spot in the sand dunes. There's a hike close by. You can go up to this waterfall, and there's a little cold plunge in the waterfall. I mean, man, that's tough how cold it is.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I know. Maybe I'll follow your recommendation. I'm more of a cold plunge in July kind of guy.
Yeah.
You know,
I like all that too. This is when you get the coldest.
Yeah.
And it's even still a little cold when you get out.
Yeah.
I don't
make people thinking about that.
Yeah, exactly. I don't like I'm not going just to cold plunge. I like to like cliff jump.
Yeah.
And you get a cold plunge out of it, but like I'm getting out of that water quick, you know. I'm just jumping in and like swimming really hard.
Yeah. St. Mary's Glacier. That's the classic high school spot for that.
Really?
You know, on the backside of that, you know that hike?
Yeah.
The backside, there's
it's
like
a quick hike too.
There's probably like a 10
jump there.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
Might have to check that one.
That's a glacier lake. That wakes you up quick.
Mm.
Every cell in your body is like, get out.
Get the adrenaline first and then the cold.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Nice. We'll leave it there, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks so much for listening. Troy, appreciate you, buddy. I'm so glad you're getting settled in your new place.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a work in progress, but we're getting there. Excited.
Heck yeah, man. Big shout out to Kitcaster for sponsoring this episode. Go to kitcaster.com to learn more about being a podcast guest. You can follow and subscribe to this show on Spotify, on YouTube, on Apple Podcasts, and of course we broadcast live about 10:07 to 10:12 on Tuesday a.m. MST. So check us out there. So appreciate you listening to the show. Hope you're having a great day. Bye, everybody. Oh, wait. And Instagram.
Oh,
Troy has some major awesome edits last week, which I've loved. So definitely follow us on Instagram too. You could just search What's Good Denver on Instagram and catch all the great edits there.
YouTube.
Maybe TikTok too if you're feeling it.
YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. All the links are in the show description.
Sick.
So you can click right below.
Perfect. Click below, follow and subscribe. Appreciate y'all.
See ya.
Bye.